Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on the wonderful Decidedly Vanilla SMP with me, Vanillaraccoon. Heyo! And in this episode, you guys, there are a few things that I would like to get done. However, I only have enough time to get one thing done. So right beside me, we have a dropper with 3 pieces of paper that have 3 different things written on each piece. So let's just go ahead and flick the button and oops, no, let's not open up the fence gate. Let's just move right here. And with the flick of a button, let's see what we're going to be working on. And we're going to be working over at the gold XP farm. Now, what we need to get done is we need to work on the filter system that we currently have. So for example, say this double chest right here is where the gold nuggets are supposed to go to, and only gold nuggets. And then right beneath it we have another double chest, and that is where the gold ingots are supposed to go, and only gold ingots. However, from time to time, a golden sword, or maybe even an enchanted golden sword, or some rotten flesh will appear in said chest, and that is not good. This is something that has been going on for a while now. I think pretty much ever since BJW and I had created this monster of a farm that produces the gold and XP. So I think it's about time that we go ahead and step out of our comfort zone and begin to see what we can do. So let me go ahead, gather up what I'm going to need to bring over, and I'll see you guys in a moment. So here we are, right beneath the overworld crust, but just above hell. That's a little weird to say now that I hear myself saying that out loud. But we are currently looking at the enchanting station at the monster of a farm that produces gold and experience. And I just gotta say, this resource pack to this day continues to amaze me with the variation of textures. In this particular case, the bookshelves is what I'm referring to. But let's just go ahead and do a 180 turn, and now let's go ahead and take a look at the storage chamber that we have here at said farm. Now I want to point out that when you enter this room and you go to the left, this side has already begun to be tampered with. I do think fellow server mate Core Xeon has begun to apply his own touch of change to try and get the filter system to work more properly. So as you can tell, as we open up these chests right here, we have gold nuggets, and then as we open up the chest in this row, we then have gold ingots, and then these two chests, these 2 rows of chests, trap chests and normal chests, I do think that this is where the rotten flesh is going to be dispensed to. And then in this final row is where the golden swords and the enchanted golden swords are going to go. But over here we have my own touch of changes. And what I've done is at least in this chest right here is where the gold nuggets and the gold ingots are going to be going into. And then right up top here, I'm going to do something similar just in the event that this overflows or reaches max capacity. I guess I should say not overflow. So then anything that were to overflow can then go into the chest up above here. Now for this row, I'm going to have this designated as the rotten flesh. And then right over here is where the golden swords will go as well. So that way then the main things that I would like to, well, not just myself, but the main things that myself and fellow server mates would like to take from this monster of a farm is the gold ingots and nuggets. And then if anyone were to need a golden sword for whatever reason, then they could just go over here. But the one thing I also want to point out is that items will begin to fill up the chest going from right to left on this side, whereas on this side over here, items will begin to fill up the chest going from left to right. So any changes that I make over on this side, I will have to just sort of take a mirror to it, so to speak, and do it over here in that fashion. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to begin to do some AFK work and test out my theory to see if this method of storing things is going to work. So let me just go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys in a moment with some results to show. I have not conducted the testing yet. However, I thought I would go ahead and take this opportunity to let it go on record and show what is in each of these chests, so that way we can see what was in what beforehand, and then once we have concluded testing this new filter system, we can then see what worked and what did not work, and what we could possibly even improve on so that we can have it work even more efficiently. So let me go ahead and begin to do my AFK session, and I'll bring it back when we have the result. Well, my AFK session has been completed, but before I go ahead and take a peek as to what went where in these chests, I want to state just a few little variables, if that's the correct term. If not, then I apologize to all my scientific viewers out there. But what I did was, already we came up with a hypothesis to resolve this issue, and then, well, not a hypothesis, we came up with a theory that could possibly resolve the issue that we have here with the storage filter, and then we went ahead and tested our theory. And with this testing session, I wanted to go ahead and give it a decent X amount of time. That would be the standard time someone would spend up here, and I decided to go with 5 minutes. Some people may think that that's not enough time, but then again, you never know, because this monster of a farm does get you from 0 to 30 in a matter of minutes, and I do mean that quite literally. So 5 minutes would be just enough to get to level 30, and then that someone may call it a day from there. But let's go ahead and take a look. So we have now roughly 2.5 stacks of gold nuggets here. We also have the stack and then 36 extra. We have 39 right here, and if I remember correctly, in each of these chests right here, we had 5 gold ingots and 5 gold nuggets, and then the same thing right here, 5 gold ingots, 5 gold nuggets, and then right here, 5 gold nuggets, 5 gold ingots. But it looks, let me just go ahead right here, it looks like the gold ingots began to fill up the bottom two, and then I suppose what that could mean is once these 2 trap chests are full to the brim of gold ingots, that is when then these upper 2 chests will begin to stack gold ingots upon one another. Now my question is, alright, as you can tell with this top chest right here, this top trap chest, pardon me, we have 27 gold nuggets, and right here we have 12 gold nuggets, whereas right here we have 39, and right here we have the 2.5 stacks of gold nuggets. But the thing is, these 3 trap chests, when I was filling them up, I only left 5 gold nuggets in the upper left section. So that makes me wonder then, why is it that we have gold ingots filling up the bottom 2 chests right here, but not the upper 2, whereas gold nuggets, oh man, that's a tongue twister to go back and forth between gold nuggets, gold ingots. But why is it that gold nuggets would then fill up in each of these trap chests here when there is still enough space for them to go in the lower half? Interesting. So now let's just go ahead and take a look at our rotten flesh. And what I did here was, if I didn't really show it too clearly in the previous segment, was this row of chests right here, I just had a single rotten flesh in each section that we have right here, in each space. And then it looks like we have 10 right there, we have 30 right there, and then we have 42 right here. Okay, that's interesting. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this. These 2 chests were full, well, this chest is full to the brim, I left it as that. This chest right here, however, we only had, I think, yeah, this number looks correct for this column and row of this large chest. But right here, okay, so we have rotten flesh beginning to pile up in this one right here. Interesting. Now let's take a look at the remaining 2 rows that we have, and there's no golden swords there. That's interesting. Let me go ahead and climb up through here, and then we're going to take a peek at the back of the system, and we're going to go ahead and just take a look. So this is the gold ingots and nuggets. This is the rotten flesh. This is rotten flesh. Now let's just go ahead and take a look at these hooper hoppers to see if there is anything inside of them whatsoever for whatever reason that they may be piled up in. There's nothing. Okay. But when we look at the rotten flesh the hooper hoppers behind the rotten flesh chest, we have golden swords beginning to pile up. Oh, and then we have gold nuggets here. Why are there gold nuggets here? And then we have some more gold nuggets right back through here. Okay, that's interesting. And then this is going to be for gold nuggets as well. I did not mean to pick it up from there. Okay, so then we have some more gold nuggets beginning to filter in through there. Let me go ahead. Oh, jeez, no! Well, that was quite unfortunate that we had to fall back down to the roof of the nether. But let's just go ahead now and take a look. So I think it was this chest. Yes, it was the first... it's these two chests right here, the two main chests that are designated for rotten flesh to fill up. So let's just go ahead up here now, and it's going to be this chest right here, and then it's this chest right here. I mean, this hooper hopper right here, and this hooper hopper right here, but there does not appear to be anything going on. Now, I don't think I can reach the hooper hoppers beneath them, but if I just go ahead and take a quick little peek down here, it's these two. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we took a look at those. So it's this one right here that I would have to then peek at, but I can't because we have these redstone comparators right there, and then we have the blocks beneath them that are holding them up. So let's just go ahead and remove the nuggets. And let's just go ahead and remove the golden swords. Okay, so now we have some more nuggets beginning to fill up this hooper hopper, but we don't have any more golden swords entering. So let's just go ahead and remove these. And, that's really interesting. And I'm not entirely sure why this is happening. I don't even understand any of this, actually, to be honest with you all, how any of this redstone bits and bobs work. So, okay, we have more rotten flesh up here. What if we possibly, we want these two hooper hoppers to fill up with the sword. So maybe what I'm gonna have to do is, maybe what we're going to have to do is we're going to have a pattern going on where we can go and set, let's just go ahead and climb back down here. We'll have this chest designated for rotten flesh. This chest, oh wow, oh wait, no, here we go. We'll have this row of chests designated for rotten flesh. We'll have this row designated for golden swords, and then this row of chests for rotten flesh, and then this final row will be designated for golden swords. So let me go ahead and test this out once more, and while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and just remove this and then place only 5 gold nuggets and gold ingots in each of these chests, so then it can help us indicate how much we gathered during each AFK session. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and for this chest down here, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So I'm gonna fill this up, and since I'm doing this on camera, if I need to take a look back as to how many gold ingots and nuggets were in this bottom chest, then I can go ahead and do so. But I'm gonna go ahead and be AFK for 5 more minutes again, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Recording these technical Minecraft videos are a little interesting, I'm gonna say, since I'm pretty much a builder in this lovely game. But once again, I have something that I would like to show on video, let it go on record, and that is while I was beginning to relocate rotten flesh from this row of chests into this one, I noticed that, well, some golden swords began to fill up the spaces, began to fill up in this chest. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to designate these 2 lower chests in this row to fill up with rotten flesh, and then let these 2 chests fill up with whatever passes through. I don't want to go ahead and designate it as swords or anything, because I think for the moment right now, what I'm really trying to focus on is having the filter system begin to store the gold nuggets and the gold ingots and rotten flesh, because that is what I at least am going to be taking from this farm that we have here. So with that being said, I'm going to now just why don't we go ahead and remove, let's do the exact same thing on this row right here. So these two chests will be designated for swords mainly is what I'm going to say, and then these two chests down here are going to be designated for the rotten flesh to go into, and hopefully this works out, because if it does, then I'm genius! Not really, but I'm going to go ahead and begin to remove the rotten flesh from this chest, and then fill up this bottom double trap chest with rotten flesh to the max capacity. So then when we have rotten flesh beginning to enter the system, we'll then be able to look here for the results as to how much we managed to get, as opposed to wandering around from chest to chest going, okay, where did the rotten flesh go this time? So I'll see you guys in a moment. Ever get a feeling of deja vu where you've done something before as you're doing it in the moment? Well, let's just go ahead and take a look at the results from conducting a test yet again. So let's just go ahead and check the bottom chest over here. So we have a lot more gold nuggets this round than we did in the previous testing session. I think we had roughly 2.5 stacks, and we managed to now get 3 and some fraction of a stack. And then right here, we don't actually have that many gold nuggets. Actually, we didn't gather any gold nuggets whatsoever. That's interesting. So these two chests right here, I believe, were designated for the rotten flesh. And then, oh, this is not good. This is not good. Okay, so for some odd reason, the gold nuggets decided to go into this chest and nothing up there, which makes me wonder then, nope, nothing went inside of there, nothing inside of there, and no rotten flesh went inside of there. And I'm starting to get a headache, but this is for the better, well, I can't say mankind. This is for the better of DV kind. There we go. So let's just go ahead and remove all of this right here. Let's close the chest, and I'm going to now just toss these gold nuggets into here. We're going to go ahead and toss this into there as well. And did anything begin to fill up this chest here? No. Okay, so this is fairly interesting. I think what I'm then going to do, oh wait a minute, no, I can only do this. Remove the swords by individually clicking over them. I can't just grab one and then shift click. So what I'm going to do here is I'm now gonna conduct another test that I was thinking of doing. So what that is in these, well, I'm just going to do it for this chest right here. And that is, I'm going to just fill the lower half with golden swords. And then I'm going to fill the upper half with rotten flesh. So that way we can then see if rotten flesh will begin to fill up this area. And let's just go ahead and do something like that. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to do something similar to what we did with the gold nuggets and the gold ingots, and that is we're going to just remove the rotten flesh here and then leave only 5 right there. And I think we're going to do the same thing over here, because something tells me this may fill up quickly. I'm not entirely sure why I think that, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it just for safety precaution. And then right down here is where we're going to dump the remaining rotten flesh. Okay, so that's a little interesting. I did not expect that to happen at all. So now that we have these two chests filled up, why don't we go ahead and conduct another testing session and see what happens with this. The reason why I'm just going to quickly go over here is actually, no. What am I doing? What am I doing? Guys, what am I doing? You're supposed to keep me in check when doing this type of stuff, even though I've never done it before on camera with you all. So let's just go ahead and take a peek here and check these hooper hoppers. I'm not going to check the gold nugget. Oh, wait, yes, I should. Okay, that's fairly interesting. The hooper hopper behind the gold nuggets and the gold ingots is already... That should not be happening. I don't understand what's going on. Why are there more going on here? Peeps! Guys! Bruh! What's happening here? I don't know what's going on. I give up. I give up on Minecraft. This is why I don't step out of my comfort zone. Actually, no, but to keep it a bean with you all, one reason why I was hoping that we would land for this project for this episode is because I wanted to step out of my comfort zone because it's good to do so every once in a while. So why don't we go ahead and throw in some golden swords down here, and then we're actually no, we're gonna place them in that area. So let's go ahead and do this. Actually, you know what, now that I think about it, what if, okay, bear with me, what if we just do, what if we flip it? We have golden swords on the top here, and then we fill the lower half with rotten flesh. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to work. Actually, to be honest, I'm fairly sure this is not going to work. But let me go ahead and test that, and let's just go ahead and take one more look as to what's going on behind the scenes with the filter system. And let's go ahead and check this. So let's remove all of the gold nuggets that we had over there, and then remove the golden swords. By the way, in case it wasn't clear at this point, I have absolutely no idea how I should ideally be conducting these tests, so I'm gonna leave it up to you guys in the comment section to let me know if I'm doing anything wrong with these testing sessions and then reviewing the results, because I really have no idea at all what I should be doing here. I'm trying to learn this as I go with you all on camera. So what I'm going to do is, with this chest, I'm going to flip it up here, but you guys don't want to see that. So let me go ahead and finish reorganizing some of this stuff, conduct another testing session, and I'll see you guys with the results for a third time. In case you've never seen what the roof of the Nether looks like, here it is. It's pretty desolate. It's pretty dilapidated. It's pretty devastating. Except there's a magma right there. Anywho, the reason why I'm currently bringing it back here is because, well, in the event that you build one of these monsters of a farm, one thing that I like to do personally to help get the pigmen to despawn, or at least not be angry with me anymore, is I like to hop all the way down through here, but then I like to cast a pearl into the wind and hopefully land in a safe place down below, and then just begin to trek back up. But as I was doing that, I noticed that we have some experience orbs down here, and that's not out of the norm. But what is out of the norm is that we have a few mob drops just hanging around, and that worries me, because what if when someone is using the gold XP farm, then some of the precious mob drops that they are trying to get a number of will then fall down, and then as they continue to spend time up top, it will then eventually despawn, and I don't think that would be fairly productive, and in fact that sounds to me at least to be counterproductive from what the initial goal of using this farm is. So I'm going to go ahead now, I'm going to begin to, well, I'm going to finish gathering what experience orbs are lingering around down here, and then I'm going to climb up, and then we'll go ahead and review the results from the third and final testing session, because I don't want this LP to be a long one. Something tells me we're already at this point surpassing the 22-minute mile mark. However, I may be wrong because I have yet to begin editing. So I'll see you guys when we're up top, and then we'll end the episode from there. Alright, so with a tummy full of experience orbs and climbing the ladder, I'm now at the top in the storage chamber, and let's go ahead and take a peek at the chest down below, and wow! Something tells me we have just a little bit more gold nuggets than we did in the previous segment. However, the gold ingot count still seems to be not what I thought it would be. However, in this chest right here, we seem to have some gold nuggets, and we also have some gold ingots. One thing I would like to point out is that in between each testing session, what I went ahead and did was I just took the gold nuggets and gold ingots and made sure there was a total of 5 in each beginning slot for each of these chests here. Now let's just go ahead and prop open, not these chests. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so we have 35, and what I did here was I placed 5 rotten flesh there, so we managed to get 30 extra rotten flesh in this chest. And then right here again, there was originally 5, so 28 minus 5. I'm a product of the American school system, so bear with me on this, on me doing the maths here. 28 minus 5 is 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. I literally had to count on my fingers there. So we gained 23 rotten flesh. Now let's go ahead and check this chest. Okay, so nothing changed with these two chests. However, right here we did manage to gather some more rotten flesh. Now that makes me curious. Okay, so now we have some progress, it looks like, where we have golden swords going into this chest right here. Now let's just go ahead and take a peek at the behind the scenes magic and wonders that is of the storage system. And before I go ahead and drop down, I just want to check the top chest. Yeah, this is something that I was afraid of, and I'm not actually, you know what, I'm gonna throw this back inside of here, and I'm gonna leave that inside of there. This is not supposed to be in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw this inside of there. You are okay with being in there, and there's nothing else up top here. Let's just go ahead and get this off of the bar, so then we can have an open hand to use. Now, let's check that what we have down here, and we have, okay, some golden swords. We have some more golden swords. We even have rotten flesh, and I'm not sure why this is now beginning to act up. Although, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just leave that as it is, because if I remember correctly, we wanted to go ahead. Can I open up the chest from back here? Can I hop up here? No, I'm going to have to just quickly run back through here. I think what I'm probably going to do is, in my off time, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, wait, that's right. We have these chests filled with butter swords, as Core Xeon likes to call them. So why is it? Can I reach the hooper hoppers from here? Yes, I can. Oh, interesting. So in theory, I really don't have to keep hopping back and forth. I could just peek through the cracks, shall we say, and actually take a look inside of here. Okay, so this is full to the brim. So, okay, let's go ahead and remove this here. And why don't we... Oh, man. Okay. I'm getting a headache if it isn't obvious now. So there's nothing in that hooper hopper. There's nothing in that hooper hopper. There's nothing in this hooper hopper. And there's, well, we have some nuggets inside of there. But what goes inside of here? Nothing. Okay. I have an idea, and I'm just for the sake of it, I'm going to conduct one more test, and then we're going to call this an episode, because I think I'm starting to get an understanding as to how this works. So let me go ahead, reorganize these chests, do another AFK session, and when I bring it back, we'll take a look at the fourth and then final results from the last testing session that we're gonna do, and then we'll call it an episode. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately it is that time where we must begin to conclude this DVLP, but before we go ahead and do so, I would like to state a few things. One being, thank you all ever so much for sticking around to this point in time, because I can understand that this was quite a lengthy Minecraft Let's Play video, and which is going to go into the second thing, and that is, as I continue to make Minecraft Let's Play videos, I don't want to continue to get my build on in every single episode. I would like to begin to explore the wonders of redstone and things in relation to that. And with that being said, you can expect to see future Minecraft LPs that are a bit on the technical side, and those particular LPs being a bit lengthy, but rest assured they will be packed and filled with lots of knowledge, because knowledge is power. And that's going to go into the third and I think final thing, which is, if you couldn't tell already, do not have even a beginner's level knowledge on redstone and things in relation to that. So I guess you could say throughout this LP, I was showing you all that and trying to understand how things work on camera, just in case also anyone else who is like me and does not really know much about said thing, then you're not alone with that. But I must also confess, this is not my first take recording this segment. This has to be my 7th or 9th time. But just to give you guys a quick synopsis as to what happened with the 4th and final test, these 2 rows right here had gold nuggets and ingots flowing inside of them, and then in this 3rd row right here, the middle one, we had a few gold nuggets and a few gold ingots pop up in the hooper hoppers behind the chest, but they seem to have been cluttered up in this particular row right here, and I'm not entirely sure why that is, seeing how this first row is supposed to have the gold nuggets and the gold ingots. And oddly enough, much like how we had gold ingots and gold nuggets beginning to stack up in the hooper hoppers in the 2nd row, we had some rotten flesh. Well, we had quite a few stacks of rotten flesh and gold swords begin to pile up in the hooper hopper systems in the 1st row. So I'm not entirely sure why that's happening, but rest assured, I will be conducting some thorough research on automatic sorting systems, along with how to implement a better filter system in said system, so that way then we can have the storage chamber working completely 100% properly, and so on and so forth. But before I go ahead and leave you all, I want to ask you a question, and that is, throughout the course of this DVLP, how many golden carrots did I consume? Now, you may have to go back and watch a few segments just to go ahead and see what the number of golden carrots in the hotbar was. But if you can guess correctly in the comment section below, then you'll get a prize. Oops, I was supposed to zoom in when I said that. But if you guess the number correctly, then you'll get a special prize in the next episode. But thank you all ever so much for tuning in, and remember, if you like what you see, then please give that like button a hug and subscribe for the latest buzz. And if you had a blast with a good laugh, then make sure you favorite this video and share with a friend or two. But until next time, peeps, this is Vanillaraccoon doing the moonwalk. Peace out.